everybody. Welcome to the Fuck You, Dan Snyder live stream on a Sunday afternoon, everybody.
Hey! Yeah, fuck you, Dan.
Fuck you, Dan.
Yeah, you suck,
Thanks
Dan.
a lot. Thanks a lot.
Jerk.
Also, thanks to Sebastian up there in Canada. Appreciate that. Have a great week as well. We'll see you on Tuesday, hopefully. But it is Bell and the Birdmen. I believe it is officially episode 43. We did see that there was some double up in the numbers, but you don't really care about that. And
I can't count that high.
What Vince Quinn cares about, and mostly what I believe Clifford Sykes from Driving in the Right Lane, who's joining us this afternoon, cares about, is that we're not watching football at the Henry James Saloon at 1 o'clock right now. So that's very frustrating. I would have been okay with it, to be honest with you guys. I would have been fine with this. But just mere moments later, the NFL decides to change its protocol and is basically saying, and Vince, correct me if I'm wrong here, we're just not going to test it anymore and everything's cool.
Yeah.
So you could have played this game today. Washington could have sent out whoever they, I guess, legally could have sent out, and you should have played the game today. And then no one has to worry about COVID testing anymore because they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, like,
no, it would have been nice.
This is it.
It would have been nice. They had 4 people that came back yesterday, so you had a couple of those guys open up. Great.
Yeah.
They would have had a couple of more players. They had 2 more guys to come back today. I don't know if they could have played. But either way, to go and push this game back and then immediately go, we're not going to test anybody pretty much ever. To be fair, they left the door open. If players do decide to ask for a test, because guys are going to be dying to ask for tests in this environment.
Yes.
Then they will gladly test any player that's dumb enough to ask for a test. But otherwise, they're not going to ask anybody unless you're – and it's only the unvaccinated guys that are going to get tested still, which is just the NFL strong-arming those guys into getting vaccinated. That's all it is. That's all it is.
I'm just perplexed. Mike K put in, like, Joe Webb into the air. I started just kind of like, that's actually, if I start to get the stomach flu, then we might be on course because that's what happened during the Joe Webb game. Is like it was right around this time. It was after the holidays. Christmas had just happened.
Snowstorm.
Ex-girlfriend's freaking parents' house with the stomach flu, having to experience Joe Webb, and now I'm kind of feeling that same feeling again. I came and told Cliff and I told Vince, I think they're still going to come in and crush these guys. Like, we might have a body bag type game. But I don't know. In just a mere matter of moments, maybe it's the new curtains in the studio here at Last Out. Maybe it's the liquid death. I don't feel good about this anymore. I really don't.
Good?
I don't feel good about this game on Tuesday at all. I just don't.
Why?
The Eagles did nothing wrong. They've got to adjust all their schedules, and they're very volatile and fragile to begin with. I don't know if this helps or hurts the decision of Jalen Hurts playing or not, because they did have the practice reports come out over the last 48 hours. Now, through a walkthrough, and everyone is a full participant in a walkthrough, which means absolutely nothing. But the quarterback situation's up in the air. Jalen's hurt pretty bad. I'd kind of like this season just to end, to be honest with you, gentlemen.
You just don't know.
Who is this?
What happened?
Who are you?
I'm ready just for this season to be done, and let's figure out where the picks are going to be. Is Russell Wilson going to be here? Like, I don't need to go through this shit every single week of like, well, they're not going to delay it anymore, but unfortunately you've got to play 3 games in 13 days now. Go fuck yourself. How about that? Trying to make like a silly playoff run, which for some reason you two idiots really want to experience the playoffs.
Yeah.
No, there's only one idiot that wants that. Remember, I was the only idiot that said we're not good.
So that's where I'm at, Vince Quinn. I don't. This whole thing sucks. This whole operation of the Eagles getting caught in the middle of something they really don't need to sucks.
Well, it sucks. It definitely sucks, and everybody's mad about it. Players were mad about it, which I really appreciated.
Yeah.
It's nice to see guys come out online and be like, you know what, this is garbage. Like, good for Rodney McLeod, Darius Slay, those kinds of guys.
Fletcher
totally.
Cox with the passive-aggressive tweets. It's nice. Yeah.
I like it. It's a nice thing to see. But I guess the question is that people really have is why? Like, why did this ultimately get pushed back? And the only thing that I've got is that they honestly thought Washington would have, like, 40 guys on the COVID list. That's it. Like, they literally thought Washington wouldn't have a team to field, and they had to put
Oh,
this
well, Dan Snyder.
No, because that's not an oh, well. Right now, being down 21 guys last year, the Broncos started a wide receiver from the practice squad at quarterback last year. They don't care about any of that. Disadvantages, it doesn't matter. Forfeiting matters. They were going to die before they'd forfeit.
Isn't that what that was supposed to be like the stipulation? Too many players, you will forfeit the games.
Yeah.
This is super duper janky operations, janky promoter type shit going on. And I'm not really I'm not feeling this. And it has to be us. I think I asked you the question earlier on when we came in to record. If this was any other team or if we weren't both in contention for the NFC East, would they pull this move with this? I think they would fucking postpone. They would say, yo, forfeit. If we had a worse record and the Redskins, the football team, had a better record, it's the fucking Eagles. Yeah, forfeit.
Yes, I don't believe that. I really don't, because it's money. They don't care if it's the Lions and the Texans and they both have 2 wins on the whole season and it's week 18. They're going to play that game because there's money tied to it.
And can I also say that's bullshit too? Who's going to forfeit then if the players are going to lose their game checks? And what, the owners just skate by and it's totally fine? Yes, also bullshit, because the players absolutely would forfeit the game if they had a choice. If they said, I can get paid and I don't have to do this, I say we'll walk away and be fine.
Nobody gets paid. That's the thing. If they cancel the game, if they forfeit the game, nobody makes any money. Both teams don't get paid. So you have to play.
You gotta play.
They force them to be incentivized to play.
No more testing, and you got to play.
Which is
Amazing turn of events in the last 72 hours from both the NFL and the NFLPA.
King Roger, man. King Roger. He's just getting it done.
The fucking cronies.
Yeah. Look, the guy's the commissioner for a reason.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody
of course
likes
he
him,
is.
but he gets all the dirty stuff done, and he does it pretty well. Like, now Adam Silver is going to be taking cues from the NFL, and he's going to go,
he's canceling every game possible today.
Well,
Yeah.
he is today, but this is the same day that the NFL is coming out with a policy of, hey, we're not going to test anybody anymore. So I would guarantee you within the next 24 hours, if Adam Silver's going to go, we had this great idea. we were just kind of spitballing some stuff.
What was this shit from Spaceballs? Hey, you guys, you seen this? Have you seen anything? Have you seen anything? It's like, we ain't seen shit. We ain't testing shit.
We ain't found shit.
When they're going to the desert,
And the brothers have the pick. We ain't.
How about you?
we
You
ain't
found
seen
anything
shit.
over there?
Man, we ain't seen shit. They're not testing the damn thing.
No, do you think they should be? I mean, like, for me, I don't think it matters if they want to do that in their own environment. I mean, it seems that they have tons of protocols already. Fine. Do your thing.
Yeah.
This is so weird, though. Like, we just went from you have to be on, like, COVID reserve to now, like, nah, none of it's going to matter.
Good.
Because playoff time's around, right? That's exactly what everybody's saying. Like, you're not going to do this. You're already in week 14, 15, 16. Please keep Tom Brady and everybody in place,
Safe.
right?
Well, that's part of it.
And safe, in quotes.
That's definitely part of it. I think the other part is it's just Omicron spreads easily, and it's not as deadly. So when that's part of it, where everybody is getting on the COVID list in the NBA, in the NFL, they're looking around. They're like, "Look, we're gonna have to forfeit every single game sooner rather than later if we don't do something about this." Is it so bad that it is such a terrible risk to allow these guys to play? Clearly, medical people have told them no. And they're going to go for it. And there's probably risks. I mean, it's COVID, but they're willing. They're willing to take those risks. And it's not as bad as it was with the initial strain. If there's like a more violent strain that comes out, I think it's a different conversation. But for now, if they're going to say, we're going to deal with all this, I mean, I don't think it's a big deal. But the problem is that when you go and push a game back like this, and then 24 hours later, basically, you're going, by the way, we're not going to test anybody anymore. They never should have canceled this game. And that's the NFL admitting that they never should have canceled this game.
Yeah, so good luck, everybody, going to that, mixing in with the Flyers crowd tomorrow night. Sheesh.
That's going to be
Xfinity
ridiculous.
Live is going to be fucking jumping.
Yeah, please have your phones on and cameras on the phones on, because I would like to see the highlights of whatever happens tomorrow night.
Whole lot of PBRs, whole lot of specials down there. City specials.
Yes.
I'm good on that.
Any other thoughts on the game itself, like heading into this? To be honest, I really don't care anymore. I want you to show me what you're going to show me, and I'll react after.
This guy?
I'm just saying, like, who cares about this game?
Whose is this?
They're either going to run the fucking football over them for too long.
That sounded good.
It's going to be one of those really dumb 17 to 12
13.
games.
Yep.
Or it's a complete blowout from the opposite side, in which no one saw coming, and Gardner Minshew completely falls apart, and interception after interception, and that's very possible too. There's too much weird stuff going on, guys. Like it's just this team was never humming. It's never been humming, and now they have to play on a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Sorry, I am. You can call it PTSD or whatever it is. I do not like this. I'm irrationally mad about playing on Tuesday night.
Everything about the Giants game is still broken you. I don't
As
know
it
what
should.
it's going to
And
take.
how come it hasn't for you?
He had 4
Cliff,
turnovers
we're on
in that
the more
game.
of the same
And
page.
this ain't
than,
it.
Than this.
We need
And
to be
this
arguing.
Ain't it. Yeah.
We need to be arguing. This ain't it. Like, wait, we're agreeing? What the fuck is going on?
No, this is so broken, okay? And look, when you turn the ball over that many times, you're going to lose a football game. It's the first time Hurts has played that bad of a game. It happens.
I know.
Are they going to beat the Giants by 45 next time? Yes. In the future Russell Wilson Bowl? Yes.
All right.
They're going to
Like
they're
that.
going to win that game. It's going to be fine. They're going to beat Washington on Tuesday. It's going to be fine. They're going to beat Washington 2 weeks from now. It's going to be fine. They're going to the playoffs. Like just embrace it.
Okay.
Sometimes you go out with a couple of friends and it just gets a little bit weird and you just deal with it. You just enjoy the vibes and then you go, all right, I'm never going to talk about this again.
We'll
That's
talk about
what
it
this
on
ride is.
Tuesday night at the Henry James Saloon,
Yep.
which I hope you are joining us for. 577 Jamestown Avenue. Me and John Dunphy.
Yeah.
We're all up in arms about having to do it on Tuesday as well. But because Vince's shirt, be kind, be selfless, be better, go birds, I will just let that remain for Sunday. And on Tuesday, when we talk about all this stuff, and it's the total opposite reality in which you are giving me, then we can get into it. That's what I think is fun. Also, what is incredibly fun is, although it's not official, and I guess like people are weird, you can't say that yet because the trade hasn't officially gone through to the end of the year. But hey, the Eagles got a first-round pick from the Colts. last night.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Howie.
I think Vince Quinn has something very, very, very true to say about not only the Colts, but Carson Wentz after watching that. Did you watch that Patriots game a little bit? Highlights, anything?
I caught some of the highlights.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. Wow, oh, wow.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad. I am so glad that first-round pick is here, and so glad that Carson Wentz is not here.
Well, that's the thing.
As
I mean,
well, yeah.
Going through and watching some of the clips and just seeing what kind of season Wentz has had, the Eagles are better off starting Hurts this year than Wentz. They just were. And you might go, oh, well, Wentz and his talent, he's a game manager over there. He would have been a game manager here, and he can't run like he used to. He's Hobbly McHobbleson over there, okay? Like, he's breaking both of his ankles when he's walking down the stairs, basically. Like, he's such a mess. So when he doesn't have that mobility and Hurts has been able to make all these plays with his legs, you don't have wide receivers really.
Yeah.
I mean, could you believe in Carson Wentz playing hero ball with this team all year long? With Nick Sirianni all year long?
The only thing with Devontae Smith, maybe there's something cool there because, like, he can at least overthrow as to underthrow. But yes.
Maybe. But here's the other thing, too, is you would have Carson Wentz playing quarterback for this team with Jalen Hurts, who did play those games last year, sitting behind him still as a backup. And it'd be constant questions of, is Wentz the guy? Is it Hurts? When do we go to Hurts? Like, can you imagine how bad this year would have been?
He would have folded.
It would have been
Mentally.
awful.
Oh, yeah.
Mentally.
It'd be so over. He'd
And
have
he knew it
30
too.
interceptions. Yeah, like none of this was going to work. And to see where everything is, like you would have shut the season down with Hurts now. You would have shut it down 5 weeks ago if it was Wentz at quarterback.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I've been like, get that dude in here now. That's why you drafted him. And that's what's funny. If Wentz stays here, you do not get this first-round pick at all.
Wow.
I don't even know if it's a third. I don't even know what it is. But whatever
man.
that was that I saw last night in this, you notice how there's just nothing about Carson Wentz in this city. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Yeah.
Where, by the way, a couple of weeks ago, everybody was going, well, should they have traded Carson? And now it's just dead silence because that man threw 12 balls, 11. 7 of them were interceptable. And 4 of them or 5 of them were complete, and 1 did get intercepted. It's just going like, oh, my God. And they still just ran all over the Patriots, and that's what, like, he is just as good as Mac Jones' floor is right now. That's not a good thing at all.
I think Mac Jones' floor is better than
Probably
Wentz.
is
It
right
probably is.
now. But I am so
about that?
thankful that Carson Wentz is not here this year.
Can
So
you say
thankful.
run the ball again? Can you say run the ball one more time?
Well,
please,
yeah,
Jimmy?
the way they run the football, it actually gets them a winning record. You know what the problem is, though? They both don't have quarterbacks that can throw, thus they have to.
They got to run the ball, and they have a way more dynamic running back.
Wentz got Joe was saying Wentz got way worse at throwing in Indianapolis this year, which is weird. I do think both of the ankles have something to do with it.
It affects the mechanics, everything else.
Absolutely.
The mechanics, progressions, other things on top of his mental. So, yeah, of course he got bad.
Which, by the way, Jalen Hurts is going through one of those right now. So give him some time. But
high ankle sprain, too, right?
Yeah.
Big
Those
time
are
ankle
worse.
sprain.
Those are worse than low ankle sprains.
It would be so much worse here. We would be talking about tanking. This would be disastrous if Carson Wentz was here.
Well, it would be. And the fact that you brought up the trade, how he nailed this trade.
Nailed
The trade.
Yeah.
I mean, to get a first and then what was it, like a third or a fourth, or like there's some other conditional or late pick that was thrown in there. What a steal! We ripped the Colts off. I mean, how many quarterbacks could have quarterbacked this Colts team right now with Jonathan Taylor doing everything, over 100 yards a game, playing like he's a legitimate MVP, Jonathan Taylor. Like, he deserves it. You know, they don't win these games. They're nowhere without him. So how many quarterbacks could have done it?
Taylor Heineke has them in it with a better record. Boom. There you go. That's one.
I like that. I like that. Spicy. It's spicy. It's from Washington, so I don't like that too much.
Derek Carr, absolutely. I mean, like most quarterbacks in the league would have this team at nine wins right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Cliff, you're like back and forth.
Hey, man, I'm just here for the positive vibes. I was negative Nancy early on, trying not to do that. I'm just going to be here for the good vibes, man.
All right.
That's all.
Good vibes. Good vibes.
I'll give y'all some takes, but I'm just listening.
All right. Well, but out of curiosity, though, I mean, because you said before, like, what would Wentz be worth if he got traded?
Yeah.
Really, what would he be worth, though? I mean, because he still got the contract, right? So, like, whatever's left of the money on that deal, a fifth? I mean, really?
Still think you get like a third and something?
Maybe?
I think you can
I don't know.
something.
For the money and what he's doing and how hurt he is, like, it's a miracle he's played this long, but man, I mean, I wouldn't trade anything for that guy.
Yeah.
There's always somebody trying to reinvent the wheel, and especially when you're dealing with NFL coaches, that's a lot of ego, a lot of bravado. I can fix this kid. There's always going to be one Dr. Frankenstein that says, hey, I can make this ultimate creation. You just got to get the owner to buy into it. And what are they willing to give? That's the question.
Yeah, so what would you give then, Dr. Frankenstein?
Honestly,
what would it be worth?
For Carson Wentz?
Right now, what would he be worth?
Third and fifth.
Yeah,
Third and fifth.
I think that's good.
Third and conditional fifth. If I can finesse or circumvent some of that contract where you eat a couple million because I'm giving you the fifth, you can. Everything's negotiable. And a team, again, with the bravado and the arrogance, I can fix this kid. And it's going to keep going with this kid. That's the crazy part. He's going to continue to get jobs.
Well, guys do stick around, and it is amazing to see certain quarterbacks that are in the league and they're like 45, and you're like, wait, this guy's been a backup since like the 70s? How did this happen?
Yeah.
It's really amazing.
Carson needs to sit for an entire year, not play football, be fully healthy, and then come back. That's what he really needs, and the sport won't allow him to do it. His ego won't allow him to do it.
Yeah.
He's never done that. He's never taken the surgery. He's never done this. He's never done that. Just turn it off, stop, and do it again. Like, it's not going to show Frank, whatever. I don't.
That's their problem.
That's their problem.
Well, it's their problem.
But I do think this presents a problem for the Eagles because they're getting better, right? First round pick's going to be there. Great. It's going to be in the high teens, early 20s. Oh, God, it would make me throw up if the Colts like end up going on a run because of this.
Yeah.
Now they're in like the AFC Championship game, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, oh, God, that would be terrible.
I do think the Eagles have a problem. Vince is going to bring one of those problems up because I didn't even see the New York news with Russ. Yikes.
Yeah.
The other problem is the Colts pick, just like we said, and Miami, if they win today, that's going to kick them out of the top 10. And another reason why I kind of want them to turn the key off here is you need to make your own first-round pick a little more valuable here if you're going to do anything, if you're going to be in the Russ competition, if you're going to do all that. What are we doing with these first-round picks if you guys are the GM right now? Give me the first problem here, Vince, because it sounds like you're going to be in competition with the Giants.
Well, yeah, this makes me sick. Okay, let me just
You got me all hepped up for Vince, or for Vince's world, for Russ's world, and now you're telling me there's a little chink in the armor.
Look, I'm just saying there's precipitation. But it's not so much that we're all staying inside. There's no flood warnings yet. Like, everything's fine, but it's a little misty outside, okay? So
Oh, boy.
the reports are that the Giants have been in, and Ian Rappaport this week listed 3 teams that that Russ was interested in. Did not mention the Eagles, by the way. Did mention the Giants. Now, here's the problem. Giants are going to have 2 top 10 picks. They got their pick because they suck,
Yep.
and they have the Bears pick because the Bears suck.
Yep.
So you got 2 top 10 picks versus and sure, it's 2 versus 3 for first round picks, but the Giants picks are better. Like, I can't, for all the arguments I can make, I can't argue that the Eagles have better picks to give this year than the Giants, even if you give up all 3, because it is going to be in the 20s or the late teens or whatever with the Dolphins, Eagles, and Colts. So you can't top 2 top 10 picks, and top 5. I mean, for the Giants pick, it could be top 5. So, like, it's a disaster. And you might be actually fighting the Giants for Russell Wilson here is really what it's boiling down to.
Do you think that, so if this trade were to actually come to fruition and the transaction is complete, that for me says more about Russell Wilson and who he is. In order for him to go to the Giants, the issues he has at the Seahawks is what? The offensive line and the lack of weapons. You're basically going to a lower or a poorer team than that. So for him to waive the no trade clause to go there, he's more about the money. He's more about the endorsements because New York's a major market. He can go there and get paid out the wazoo. I'm the toast of the town. Everywhere I go, get the hand claps. Nothing's better than New York. But if he decides to go there, that says more about him. And you know what? I kind of wouldn't want him here in Philadelphia.
Man, what does it say about that's bullshit.
It's not bullshit.
What does that say about Tom
They
Brady?
suck.
What
They
does it say about Tom Brady going down to Tampa Bay?
So hold on. Tampa Bay is way different than New York. They had a better offensive line. That defense was hot as fish grease. He knew what he was doing. And then the Tom Brady
The reality of what we have to accept as Philadelphia fans is that New York, in athletes' eyes, are always better than Philadelphia. It doesn't tell us anything about anything. Kevin Durant, all of them. Like, they're going to go start a super team in New York with whoever.
That Giants team he won't even play 17 games if he goes there.
That's not true. He's already dealing with the same. He's already dealing with the same shit in Seattle.
Worse. The Giants are worse.
They are worse.
Oh well,
worse.
Go buy me some talent with the upgraded cap space that you're probably going to have as well. Like, yeah, they're rolling in. Well, no, actually, they're not.
They don't. I'm about to say
they don't have a lot of cap room.
Good.
Because of the contracts, everything else they spent. Who was the guy, the GM that they hired to get in? The guy they shipped everybody trying to get rid of the contracts, and they still couldn't get rid of the stuff. They still couldn't get it.
Yeah.
They're still salary cap hell. And by acquiring a Russell Wilson, that puts them further in the bank, which means they can't sign players. There is no super team.
It doesn't matter because Russell Wilson's that good, and then all you got to do is put OBJ on that team because they obviously want to get the guy.
He's not going back to the Giants. He's in L.A. living the good life.
Kick the GM out, kick the coach out. You sign who I want to sign, just like Aaron Rodgers. Does he not get the Aaron Rodgers treatment or not?
That's what he's looking for.
No doubt.
Then they're going to have to shut up, and you're going to have to bring me there. If New York's willing me to deliver OBJ again, that's where I'm going to go, and I'm going to be great again, and so on and so on and so on. Like, I see this going exactly that way. If New York is in the mix, Philly is out, and you're going to get stuck with your options again of, I hate to even say his name, Deshaun Watson, Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson, or are kicking the can down the road, essentially. Like, this is a spot where you don't quite want to be in.
I disagree with you a little bit here because, again, this is one of the main sticking points that I will yell this for as long as I have to. You just need to be on the list. As long as you're on Russ's list, that's all that matters. Everything else is convincing Seattle. As long as you convince Russ, you convince Russ. So, by all accounts, we're in the conversation. It's just, if the Giants can offer more, there's really not much you can do.
At all. Facts.
So, that's the tough thing. Now, is Howie willing to, and God, could you, okay, I want to spell this out. Let's go full Armageddon here.
All right.
Howie Roseman sees that he's getting outbid by the Giants with those 2 top 10 first-round picks. So, he gives up all 3 first-rounders this year, plus next year's first.
Jesus.
So he's now trading 4 firsts over 2 years for Russell Wilson to keep him away from the Giants. Would you do it?
No.
You wouldn't do it.
No.
But I'm thinking about it.
But it's Howie Roseman. See, this is what I was waiting. I was waiting to try to get into this topic about the picks. Does it really matter we have these picks because we have Howie Roseman still making the selections?
Yeah, he hit some.
It's got to be more. Well, that's my point. It's got to be more up top. They got to be in the top 10 because it's so much easier to draft up there.
Is it?
So much easier. You landed Devontae Smith and Dickerson. You've been in the 19s, the 20s since what 2016, really? Right?
Yes, I'm going to be insensitive. So, that Devontae Smith pick didn't take a rocket scientist to make that pick.
That's the point, though.
Didn't.
Isn't that the point?
The one person
neither did Justin
that
Jefferson.
Up,
neither did
he's
DK.
There. The one person that can mess that pick up is actually he's the guy.
Howie
Roseman is the one guy that can make the bad pick. He's the one guy. I'm sorry. He's the only guy I can say, yeah, I'll take the former engineer that hasn't played football in 5 years, but look at his speed. Look what he did. I got to take him in the top number 6. He's the one guy that would do that.
He hasn't done that. He hasn't done that in his entire career. He just made up something that's completely not true.
Yeah, it's not Danny Watkins. And Danny Watkins was playing.
Yeah.
I could have said Danny Watkins, but I'm not saying that. I don't trust. I do not trust Howie Roseman when it comes to certain selections.
That's fair. Even more to the point then I think that they needed. A couple of weeks ago, somebody gave out a report. Oh, it was Rob Motti, who was interviewing somebody like an AFC executive, and it was just saying, what would you want to do with these? Eagles are saying, I'd like to punt 2 of them and just recoup for next year. And I think that's where I'm at. I think there's ways that you could. I mean, if you want to offer Jalen Hurts one of the first and whatever, and just keep it a light offer. You need those picks somewhere, and you need them to be higher, and you need way more. You need way more. You guys say it all the time on the defensive side. If you're drafting, if you're re-racking there, if you're trying to still look for skill positions, like you need a ton. You still need a ton.
There's still holes. There's a lot of holes on this team. There's still holes.
So I think I think I'm still on punt these to next year. I think you do a Sam Hinkie.
All right,
and you just give yourself optionality. You try and give people like from the second round, all the shitty teams from the second round, you bet on them being bad again and go that route.
Well, you're also loading up in that case because when you trade back, yeah, you're going to get the first next year, but also you're going to get something pretty good. Like you're still going to get a second or a third, or you know what I mean, depending on where those teams are situated. So
yeah.
In that case, you're going towards the mass pick theory.
I am.
Which is just like get 50 picks, trade back every first rounder, get first next year, have like 5 seconds this year, and then just go and I mean, really, like that is possible with the way all this is trending. You could do that.
I feel it's either that. I don't feel great about going all out for Russ. Like maybe this is a silly way to think, but I'm thinking the Hutchinson kid from Michigan. Like I would feel better about using all 3 of those first round picks. That guarantees me him. I'll take it.
Out of your mind.
Why?
This quarterback.
He's one of the best pass rushers you'll probably ever see.
This guy's a Hall of Fame quarterback right now. He's already done it.
I know, but it's a 5-year window. You're dealing with the same salary cap hell in 3 or 4 years. None of that guarantees a Super Bowl. None of it does.
Okay, but it gives you better odds
for sure.
Well, that's the game. I mean, you want to be a contender. It's musical chairs. You just want to be there with the 4 chairs left, and you hope for the best.
Dude, but with Devontae Smith, it's not good enough. Just to do this with Devontae Smith and Dallas Goedert, it's not good enough. So, yeah, I mean, he's gonna need a little more help than just what the Eagles provide for him. I'm sure they can. It's not like a doomsday scenario. I still think winning. There has been no quarterback yet that has jumped to another team other than Tom Brady. So calm down.
That's God.
That can bring you another Super Bowl like that. I just don't think it's possible for a multitude of reasons.
They don't become available. The quarterbacks that can do that, they never hit free agency. And if they do, there's a problem. That's a big red flag if the quarterback hits free agency.
Well, yeah. So that drives me into another tangential topic that I really don't want to talk about much. But we got to brace for Deshaun Watson re-entering the conversation.
I'm going to ask, excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, Vince. What is the issue with Deshaun Watson?
What issue is what isn't.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy, he's got, 20-plus cases that are going to trial now. Not criminally, but still, he's going to be tried in a public court of opinion now. That's messy business to deal with. The guy's he's the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles. I mean, super obsessed fan base. Plus, you got to trust the guy has no other skeletons in the closet, and he's not going to do anything again. Like, you're committing to a guy like Deshaun Watson for, was he 26?
Yeah.
So
at least 5 to 6 years, 7 years.
At least, and you probably want him for really like 10, and if he plays well and he ages well, he could play for another 13, 14. So, that's a major commitment to a guy that's got major unsettled question marks.
I understand the platform I'm on, so I won't push that point. However, I think that this is all speculative with this kid. I think that everything he's going through, most NFL players deal with it. They're just not a high price or the quarterback. These people are all represented by a lawyer who's best friends with the owner. There's a lot of squeaky chairs with that situation. And for me, he's a quarterback one. The kid gets it done. He's a winner. All quarterbacks have issues. All these quarterbacks, you put them anywhere, they're going to have the same scenario. I hate to say it like that.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with that. I mean, so many guys have gotten through squeaky clean. We know everything or relatively clean.
I'm about to say.
And that's the thing. Like, NFL players have problems all the time. And I'm willing to accept that. Like, you're dealing in the business of people. It is what it is. Some people are going to do terrible things, but you know what? You look at every roster that's ever won a Super Bowl, and that's the fact of life. So it's, what are you willing to deal with? What are the Eagles willing to deal with? And again, do you trust that he's not going to do anything else again? But all this just with the idea that if Russell Wilson is really considering the Giants, and the Giants have that ammunition, like we're going to have to brace for a lot more of the Watson stuff bubbling up, because that's option number 2. I would bet in Howie's book of things, it's Russ 1, Watson 2, Rodgers a bit of a pipe dream, and then you see whatever else is on the table.
That's probably where a lot of that stuff from initially of the conflict in, I don't even know if it's conflict, but definitely not seeing eye to eye on Howie doesn't believe that Jalen's the guy long term. Owner wants to hang on because of it, but also in the midst of this, got the approval reportedly, supposedly, to go in. Hey, if you want to go get Deshaun, fine.
Go get him.
Go ahead and go do that. So to your point, like, we've forgotten about that, and these picks being where they are, Russ now with competition, quarterback class not looking like you would want to jump up to do any of those things with Kenny Pickett. I'm sorry, Pittsburgh fans, I know. But, like, the roads kind of lead back to that if that's the case, and how he wants to do that, and it feels like he does. And I don't think he wants to wait on this anymore either. So, yeah, unfortunately for me, I know Cliff probably has a different view on this, but, like, I would fucking hate that show in here. That would be terrible. Like, for a whole set of reasons, you got to go through that again and blah, blah, blah. But it's a reality that has not gone away yet. So, and it was really either down to Miami or Philadelphia,
Jets.
essentially, right?
I thought it was the Jets.
Or maybe the Jets.
I think the Jets, well, it'll be curious to see. I mean, think about this, right? The Jets, 2 top 10 picks as well. And who knows how high their pick's going to be. I mean, they can have
doomed.
Honestly, since you have the laptop here, can you pull up the draft order as of now and see how high the Jets picks are? I think they have 2 in the top 5.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm about to say they definitely have like that.
If you have 2 in the top 5 and Zach Wilson, do you do a Cardinals? And you just give them up, like the same way they gave up on Josh Rosen. And you go, hey, Seattle, here's 2 top 5 picks and Zach Wilson. I dare you to tell us.
Joe Douglas would do that. Absolutely, he would. I'm pretty sure.
That would change everything. And for the Jets, even if you don't win a Super Bowl, it's aggressive as hell. But you know what? You're the Jets. You have nothing going for you. Like,
maybe I'm just a little off. Maybe my thought process is off here, and I'm speaking out of pocket. If Russell Wilson was younger, I think that Russell Wilson would look into those scenarios and say, look, put me anywhere, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
But because he's older, I'm not playing with fire. I want to go somewhere where I can win. And if it comes down to winning, if you're talking about franchises and winning, the only team that we're talking about that, you know, the crazy part is consistent is us. I want to go somewhere where the franchise, there's what's the word I'm looking for? There's some type of not a rapport. Look, we're the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what you're getting with us. You're going to have a decent offensive line. The coach, we're still trying to figure that part out, but we are going to pay to get you whatever you want. And like you said, if you want the Aaron discount double check treatment, I'm pretty sure they would offer that. And he's pulling everything up right now. Number 4.
Yeah, the Jets. The Jets are just have 4 and 8 overall. They get the first round pick from. Seattle for him. Yeah. The Jamal Adams trade, which
there you go.
Looks terrible right now.
Yeah.
But
there you go.
Yeah, it's and that's the thing. So, like, just to go back to it, like, Washington is right now 19th as opposed to the Eagles, who are 11th. I mean, that's 8 spots you guys are telling me to give up. Just to go back to that for a second, for, like, come on, you're almost in the top 10 right now.
Who is this man? Yes.
I'm just saying. Dude, you're right there.
Guy.
But yeah, if the Jets get involved, I could absolutely see him doing something like that.
Younger. If he was younger, he's in. He's older.
I don't think it matters for the Jets in New York, and that solves the same problem. So you're in competition with both teams in New York just because you're on that list, and like Vince is saying, you just got to be on that list. But man, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Houston, he's not going to Houston, right? Russ wouldn't go down there.
No, there's no. I can't imagine.
Carolina,
They
possible.
I see Atlanta for Russell Wilson's viable teams that have like, hey, this franchise. I'm thinking Atlanta. I would think Vegas. I'm thinking where I can go somewhere and I still have some star power. You can market me. This is where I want to go. Off the top, Atlanta and Vegas. Just off the top of my head, Atlanta, Arthur Blank. That's a good franchise. They just suck right now, and I'm glad.
Yeah.
Matty Ice fucking sucks, and we kind of get that. They need a quarterback sooner than later. And why else would he not want to go there? Decent offensive line. They have the weapons. I see him going there. I see him with the Raiders. You also made a point about the Philadelphia Eagles with the Deshaun Watson incident, saying that might be too much for us. The one thing about Jeff Lurie, and what we have here, we are about giving people second chances. This is the same franchise that allowed Michael Vick to come and
Did time.
Did
So
time.
much different. Did time. Deshaun Watson's case is still up in the air. There's no second chance when you haven't even had a.
Society loves dogs more. Chris Rock had a really crazy joke when he talked about how men aren't loved conditionally, dogs are loved more than people. And for what he did, society loves dogs more than they love people. All I'm saying is that he did his time, but we still allowed him a second chance for what he did. I think this is the franchise where it's, hey, it's not I forgot what it's called. It's civil court. That's where he's at right now.
Yeah, it's civil court.
Look, let him figure that out. They'll take care of it. We'll have him here with open arms. This is your quarterback. Winning solves everything. You can say whatever you want. Let us acquire this guy and we go 5-0 and 6-0. All that stuff goes out the window.
Oh, you're
All
right.
of it.
You're 100%
All
right.
of it.
And that's the thing. Like, you're talking about, and I've said this a lot, man. Deshaun Watson is the single most valuable player that has ever hit the trade market. Ever.
That's the issue I was saying. When those quarterbacks become available, there's always a red flag that comes with them. And clearly with him, there is a red flag. And that's when I understand your thought of, hey, we hope that there aren't more issues with this kid. That's all. I just don't understand Deshaun Watson. Would I go all in? Is he my first choice? No. But if we lose out Russell Wilson and he's available for the cheap, where I don't have to kick the first round picks out, where it's like, hey, we'll take a 1, a 2, and a 3.
Yeah.
You do the deal.
See, if Russell Wilson goes to the Giants, then we trade up for Hutchinson, and I specifically draft him to sack Russell Wilson. It's specifically a spite play.
That's what I mean, man.
I give up the exact trade package to Seattle to get the number 1 pick, and I go, you're going to kill Russell Wilson. It's your only job.
Week in, week out.
And I have a dartboard at home, and like everything's fine. I see a therapist, and we're good. But I got to tell you, man, if he goes to the Giants, I'm going to be so pissed. There's been so much smoke about
I would
that.
actually I would laugh hysterically.
I would love that.
I would laugh, and I couldn't wait to hate him more.
No,
it was just
I'm
like,
gonna
Kill him.
quit the show, or maybe I'll start a Giants podcast. But
Kill him. Oh, I would love that.
but by the way, did you guys see this Giants thing that came out where they were doing the season ticket holder or fan appreciation day, and they gave everyone a medium soda. That was it. That's it. Not a piece of food. Like, what does it cost a stadium that big, a company that big, to make a medium soda, which is, by the way, 2/3 ice? Why do you get ice in your soda like
ice.
that?
Wait.
No ice in the soda.
Ew. What's wrong with you guys? You guys go iceless in your soda?
It's cold.
Yeah, you get more liquid.
Yeah, product.
It's nowhere near.
cold.
It's nowhere near cold enough coming out of the fountain.
Oh yeah, you can't go. Full
Taylor, are
ice.
you a no ice person at the?
Ice or light ice?
Light ice.
Yeah,
So
light
you can
or
do
no ice.
Light ice or none.
There's
yeah.
no point in putting
But,
light ice
but
there.
definitely not no ice.
There's,
No
like,
ice or light ice.
Oh yeah, it'll just.
at least half full.
I mean, I've had
full-
2 liquid deaths already. I drink quick.
I fill mine all the way up with ice every single time. It doesn't matter.
And you get like a
Always.
cap full of soda because it fills it up and
Then
it's
don't
watered
get soda.
down.
Then don't get soda at the freaking stadium. That's I don't
Touche.
know.
Well, I
Touche.
don't.
Touche. I don't. I normally drink beers when I go.
Yeah,
but
you
touche.
go for the $12 beer instead.
Yeah.
So
But
is that
gets
like
more.
an $11 thank you from the New York Giants?
Probably like a $7 thank you.
Hey, congratulations! Can't wait to see you get your ass kicked, and here's a free Pepsi.
Yeah,
on us.
Here's an eighth of your parking price that we should. You know what I mean? Like, it's not anything.
It's people were telling me though, and tell me if this is true. 215-509-5833 is how you text us and get involved. Eagles don't even do anything like that. I guess people started complaining. It's like, well, the season ticket holder, at least they get a soda. I don't get anything. That can't be true.
I thought there were like packages of like, hey, you get like, I thought your ticket automatically came loaded with so much money that you could spend per game.
Yeah, something like that where it's just like you get food vouchers or something like that.
Yeah,
maybe that's not true.
Baked into that.
I don't know.
Probably get bootleg videos of his movies. You get the bootleg version of Jeffrey Lurie's movies.
Do you guys know what movies he's made, by the way?
He made an Oscar-winning documentary like a year or two ago.
Yeah, I haven't watched any of his stuff. Like we should sit down and analyze the Jeffrey Lurie catalog. I got to figure out what he's done. I have no clue. I can't tell you a single movie he's made.
Neither have I, but I'm so weird enough to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Critique it and literally critique it. Like,
all right, Jeffrey Lurie Movie Club? Are we gonna?
I'm with that.
All right, perfect.
I'm with that.
We're gonna watch his stuff.
We'll bring a buttload of popcorn, which will be free.
Okay.
And
for the free
for the fans, we will bring Liquid Death for free because that's how it should be, right?
Yes.
We'll do that. You can't get, well, actually, if you sell your soul right now, if you go to liquiddeath.com, I believe you can still get a free case of water if you sell your soul. Or if you've already been convinced of how delicious this mountain water is, that is not in one of those wasteful fountain cups that they're probably throwing around all of the Meadowlands. This, my friends, goes right into the recycle after you're done. They actually use it after. It's one of the big reasons why we've partnered with Liquid Death. Go to liquiddeath.com/bell and get your case with free shipping using that link. It's in the description, too, if you forget that. No big deal. But seriously, 16.9 ounces. Get it if you're on the go. If you've forgotten the water bottle, it is perfect to take with you. It stays ice cold. You don't need ice for this bad boy. I'll tell you that. You don't need to shove this. You don't need to do any of those weird watering down water moves with Liquid Death. I mean, it is ice cold out of the fridge. I feel like the aluminum gives it the superpowers. It tastes great, and you're not killing the environment while you're chugging some of the stuff. It's why we bring it along with us everywhere we go at the Henry James Saloon, and definitely a watch party of all of Jeffrey Lurie's movies, even if it's something like Air Bud 3, The Return of...
That would be so great.
If he had a hand in that.
Oh, yeah, you got the IMDb up there, Taylor?
Well, am I the only one that didn't know he was in Jerry Maguire?
He's in Jerry. Oh, yes, he's walking through the lobby.
At Arizona during the meetings.
Yep. He's right. I actually do remember because he still has the mustache, and it was very much... He was very new to being an Eagles owner.
He had hair.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And he was in Hollywood, so of course he was in that
He would
movie.
be there.
So is he involved in producing that movie?
No, not at all. He was just because, like...
That's one of his 3 acting credits.
he
What
plays
are the
himself.
other 2?
Acting
I'm like,
credits?
yes, 3.
Yeah,
The other 2.
Yeah, I gotta know this.
The other 2 are The Wonderful World of Disney, a TV series.
Okay.
In the Kevin Costner movie.
And Errol, but $2 after it. It was a TV series.
Oh, Arliss.
Arliss.
On HBO?
Yeah.
That was man, if you have not seen Arliss, if you have HBO Max, go rewatch that.
never even
heard of it.
Dude, it is one of the
He's
greatest...
a sports agent. It's the shit.
It's one of the greatest, awfulest shows about the sports world in ever. Like, I forget who plays Arliss.
He's a famous actor.
He was in The Scout. He was in it's such a bad never mind. But Arliss was such a great show. Definitely.
Never heard of it. Still haven't seen the program
Yeah,
either, by the way.
See, there you go.
Robert Wool.
Robert Wool. It's totally no what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Robert Wool plays Arliss.
Bless this child.
What?
I know.
I still haven't seen it.
Since the beginning of the podcast, since August 26th, this man has been a challenge to watch the program, and he still is not.
I was actually thinking about watching it today, and then I was
Sports
like,
movie.
nah.
It's really good.
I mean, I think it's a spring, summer, after the season. Maybe I'll watch
It's a
it
good
then.
movie, dude.
It's for people who take football too seriously, kinda.
That's crazy. You never saw Arliss.
I've never even
No,
heard
these
of
are-
Arliss.
these
I
are-
did not know Arliss
Comparatively,
existed.
these are young pups comparatively to like where we are.
To us old farts.
Just like
Yeah.
that 5-year, 6-year window
Wow.
of
It was prime
really
time
good television too, by the way.
on
So,
HBO.
yes. So drink your Liquid Death. Do everything in your power to not have. I don't want to talk about Deshaun Watson. I'd rather talk about Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, anybody else like that, or just kick the can down the road. Honestly, I'm still there. Still kick the can down the road. You don't know what's. Does anyone heard a peep about next year's draft class of quarterbacks? Because I have not.
Oh God,
I've heard
I don't know.
nothing but disasters.
I mean,
but somebody
into this
comes
year,
out of it.
What,
You know,
next year?
This year was it was Sam Howell and Spencer Radler, and I don't hear those
Spencer
guys.
Radler got benched.
Yeah, and now he's
transferred
transferring
to South
schools
Carolina.
and
He committed to South Carolina.
So he's staying in college.
Nobody watched Bailey Zappi yesterday
I didn't watch Bailey Zappi yesterday.
from
sorry.
Western Kentucky.
So, yeah, I think the Eagles are in trouble unless they allow Jalen Hurts to keep progressing.
Oh, would a playoff game allow him to do that, John?
Maybe,
Oh,
but
okay.
But
Okay.
honestly, you should shut him down too and just have him throw 10,000 balls starting from right now until just work on mechanics for an entire off from now until next season. Kick the can down the road and let's just see what happens. That's where I'm at.
I'm gonna kick your can down the road. Get out of here.
Worst case scenario, how many Hurts games next season?
0.
No,
Worst case
worst-
scenario?
okay.
0. Because he's not here anymore.
I see what you mean. He's not here. Worst case scenario.
In
Worst-
my eyes.
Yeah. Worst case is he starts every game next year.
I think that was the answer. Yeah.
Ooh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing if it's 0 games for you guys, huh?
Yes, because it means Russ is here. You know what I mean? Like, that's good. I'll take that.
What if we don't get the guy we're looking at? What if we completely just Howie, being Howie,
Yeah.
pulls a magic trick out of his hat and just grabs a quarterback? That's what I think.
What, he goes drafts a guy? I can
No, not
see
drafting.
him. Okay.
Not drafting.
All right.
Almost like a Matt Hasselbeck. Remember how like he sat the bench with Green Bay? Seattle signs. It was like, this is the worst signing ever, and the guy actually turns out to be like a really good quarterback.
Yeah.
Nick Foles.
No.
I'm trying to think of like
Younger
who's Matt
version.
Hasselbeck.
I'm trying to
Nick
think
Foles.
of a guy. Give me. I'll text you guys. I'll tweet it. But I'm going to look at some quarterbacks.
All right.
If we're doing this with the financial, Howie's going to find the guy that's a backup, and that's what he's going to pull.
I just thought of it. Jordan Love.
Yes.
Trades for
I
Jordan
wouldn't
Love.
be surprised
And Rodgers stays in Green
the
Bay.
whole time. I'm starting to think more and more about that, dude. Like, yo, this is affordable. He's young. We're doing the same thing with Jalen Hurts. And this guy, no one's giving any time. There's no tape on this kid. Hey, Nick, what can you do? I can do a lot with this kid. And we're right back to square one again.
Which, by the way, let's fuel the Jordan Love fires a little bit because this is fun. This is fun.
This is the worst case scenario.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah, I'm already getting meat sweats.
My bad, guys.
He would have 3 years left on his rookie deal. So if they wanted
See
to
what I
and he
mean?
was available,
5th round pick, 4th round pick, young, got the arm.
They're not going to give.
I
up
think you'd have
Jordan
to
Love
trade
for-
a little
for
more than that.
You'd have to give up a
third?
first. You'd have to give up a first.
I don't know if they
backup?
could give up a first. He stunk in the game he played this year, didn't
Second
he?
or third round pick. Second's negotiable.
Yeah,
You gotta
probably a
negotiate the
second.
You're not getting out of that deal without a first or second round pick.
Second,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But,
And there's-
okay.
And no, and God,
Yeah,
no.
I also don't want to do
This is
this
how
either.
we're-
I don't want to,
I'm
but it's
sorry
fun.
I put it out there, but we're dealing with Howie. I will go find a young quarterback.
Howie is looking for a done deal. Howie's not looking
right,
for
no doubt,
more
no doubt.
experiments. but
Jared Goff.
Don't say that name.
Imagine
Don't say that
with
name.
all the Wentz Goff
Don't
stuff,
say that name.
If Jared Goff was the starting
Jeez.
quarterback next year.
if he gets cut, probably.
I don't
He's
know
here,
why
right?
I'm believing myself saying this. I'm like, yo, I'm really thinking now, like, yo, there's going to be a lot of young
Quarterback
quarterbacks.
factory, man.
Yeah, so we are.
I really am curious since the last time we talked, like where Minshew does end up this offseason. Especially if they do go on a playoff run here, and I'm wrong about Tuesday and all that. Where does he end up?
Houston.
Oh, God.
Houston. I mean, look, Davis Mills stinks. Tyrod Taylor's probably going to go somewhere else. I can't believe he stayed for that year. And
Dude, if he's going to start, then if he's getting traded with the intention he's going to start somewhere, I actually think you might end up getting a 3rd-round pick for Gardner Minshew after just getting a trade in a 6th for him,
Sixth.
essentially.
Yeah, 6th.
I think that's very possible this offseason.
that could totally happen.
He's less than $1 million to start this year, isn't he?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Still?
that's what it's about.
And think about this. Jacksonville in the same division as Houston, so they've seen him up close for a couple of years. So they had pretty good scouting
Oh, yeah,
on him.
I
We've
love
talked
that
about
shit.
guys in the division cycling around. Yeah, maybe they go, let's go get Minshew.
I think he's traded to the Jets.
Oh,
I think he goes to the Jets.
that would be great
Give
chaos.
us a 2nd round pick, JJ.
That would be great chaos. Minshew to the Jets.
Minshew in the Panthers jersey makes so much sense.
Oh, that too. Yes, it does.
A
Absolutely.
nice blue. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
A nice baby blue.
So along with all that, along with everything that we discussed, I'm still keeping an eye on Joe Brady. just want to see what's going on with that. And see just if he can, float by, maybe be a consultant for the Philadelphia Eagles eventually, or just be their head coach. Totally fine with that as well.
Bide your time.
That's more the reason, Vince Quinn, I want to get to the offseason, because everything that we discussed is like so up in the air. It's more important to me that they nail that than to nail the playoffs or experience. I hope it can change my mind, because I'm still ready to go blonde and pink with the beard. And I don't know, man. We'll see you Tuesday night. I'm praying for everybody.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game. It's going to be so stupid. Everybody's going to be angry about this game.
Yeah.
Like, this is peak division rivalry kind of game tonight, or Tuesday night.
Yes.
Peak.
And DSM Media, I guess those guys are
I got to double check
I
if
think
they
they're
were
coming
able
by.
to move. Yeah, because they were coming on Sunday. And
It's another reason to be
obviously-
mad. We're having all these people come and join us for the first time, and Dan Snyder wins again. So, but whether or not they are coming or not, those are good guys. You should go and follow them at, DSM_media. And we will hope to see you Tuesday night for this tomfoolery of a football game at the Henry James Saloon with Liquid Death, with some whiskey, with some fabulous cheesesteaks, and I don't know, Vince Quinn dressing up, possibly. Can we get him to dress up again?
I've got some ideas.
All
I've
right.
got some ideas. I'm thinking about some things. We're workshopping. We'll see where everything lands. But final thought, by the way, is last Sunday.
Yes.
So we did the Hate Watch fundraiser, raised $500
Just amazing,
for
guys.
the Eagles Autism Foundation, and just to support everything that we're doing here. So first off, thank you for that. Thank you so much. And what we decided to do is we're going to make the donation button on our website, bellandthebird.com. We're going to make that a permanent.
BellandTheBirdmen.com.
Yes, because Bell and the Bird is the Twitter handle. So, yeah, okay. So bellandthebirdmen.com. The donations are going forward going to be a 50-50 split. So every dollar that you donate, half of it will go to us and supporting the operation. The other half is going to go to the Eagles Autism Foundation. So really excited that we're going to be doing that. And obviously we're working towards $2,500.
Hell yeah.
So for
We're
the
getting-
Eagles Autism Challenge.
We must have like the first quarter to first half of that done, which is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And just like Vince said, every live stream that we'll be a part of from now moving on, we'll leave that donation page up. And it really helps change a lot of people's lives, and also brings beautiful things like these curtains into the studio. So we're happy to do all that. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening. And it'll be an interesting postgame on Tuesday night. Can't wait to see you there. Until then, for Taylor Credatus, for the one that they call Clifford Sykes over at Driving in the Right Lane, that is Vince Quinn. I'm John Barcher. This is Bell and the Birdmen. And we'll see you on Tuesday night, everybody. Okay, bye.
On the bell. On the bell. Like-